All right, we're back with another Prize Picks video. This one's going to be for Thursday Night Football. We got Chiefs versus Broncos. I'm going to bring you guys, I think, 4, maybe 5 plays on this one. If you're new to the channel, we've been killing football recently. Monday Night Football, we went 3 for 3, and I kind of mentioned a few other ones that also were pretty good looks. College football, we had an absolute masterclass last weekend. 19 of 20 picks correct, and 6 for 6 on the video picks. So if you're new, definitely subscribe, leave a like on the video, and comment down below. I'd like to hear if you guys like these plays, if you have a different play in mind that you favor maybe. And I always say I'm going to give you guys as many plays as I can. You don't have to tail exactly; just pick the ones that you like. And of course, I'm going to explain the ones or any of the picks that I give you. So let's jump right into the board here. First guy we're going to talk about is obviously going to be Patrick Mahomes, just because that's who he is. But I'm going to go to, you could play a few different things. They are 10-point favorites or 10.5-point favorites. So passing lines always kind of scare me, just in terms of game script, if they go up and they start running the ball a lot. So I'm actually going to go to his interceptions. I'm going to go under here. The Broncos have given up, I think, 3 interceptions on the year. One of those was to Zach Wilson, so that doesn't mean much. The other one was to Garoppolo, who has more interceptions than touchdowns this year. And I think the last one was to Fields, who's averaging an interception a game. So Mahomes only has 3 on the year, I believe. We can actually look him up right here. He's got 4 on the year. But I think if you go to the last 10, he's gone under this in 6 of 10 games. They're a team that doesn't pick the ball all too much. Again, I just kind of went over it. And I think Mahomes, again, if they go up, he's not going to be having to heave the ball down the field for anything that could be up in the air for an interception. So I think he's good enough. I think the game script kind of favors this play as well. So that's going to be my Mahomes pick for the day. The next guy in the Chiefs, I'm going to be going for, I think everyone's going to be going for this today, as you should be. Isaiah Pacheco. There's a few different things you could definitely play. His passing, rushing, receiving touchdown, that's obviously that's one of the best plays for sure. I'm actually going to go to his fantasy score just in case he doesn't get that touchdown. Obviously, if he gets it, that's great. But if he doesn't get there, he has an opportunity to get over 100 yards on the ground and do some damage in the air as well. They've gone up against the past 3 games the Broncos have played. They've given up ridiculous stats to running backs. Breece Hall against the Jets went for 177 rushing yards, 17 yards in the air, and he had a touchdown. So that's Breece Hall. Then they went up against Khalil Herbert, 103 yards on the ground, 19 yards in the air, and he had a receiving touchdown. So those 2 guys both got touchdowns over 100 yards, way over 100 yards, and did some damage in the air. And then against the Dolphins, when they got absolutely destroyed, Achane had rushed for 203 yards, 30 yards in the air, and I think he had 4 touchdowns. So they've been getting obliterated by running backs. Pacheco's had a great year. I think this continues. Again, a few different things you could look at, but rushing touchdown, or this whole touchdown stat is definitely one, but I'm going to go for the fantasy score. All right, next on the board, we are going to go to Russell Wilson. Again, game script is saying that they're going to be down in this game. He should be throwing the ball. You could look at fantasy score at 15.5. That's pretty low. He's almost got that in every single game. The games he's missed, it was just barely. And again, one of those games was against Miami, where I think they lost. I think they put up 20 points. It was 20-70. But he should be slinging the ball. Definitely look at the fantasy score here. I'm just going to simply go to the passing yards, just in case he's not getting the touchdowns. I think he still slings the ball. That's going to be my 3rd pick for you. And then sort of going off that play, we're going to talk about Mims here. If Wilson's throwing downfield, especially in the 4th quarter, if they're down, or they'll probably be down the whole game. But if he's trying to get that deep threat, oops, I just typed in Wilson. Mims is the guy. His receiving yards is only at 18.5. But he's averaging 200, or not averaging. He has 250 yards on the year just because of those deep balls. His average is 25 yards per reception. Let's go check out Mims on Outlier here. His receptions line is only at minus or at 1.5, but the odds are on the over there. If he's gonna get this line, this receptions line, he's going to go way over. Again, let's look at the targets and receptions. Looks like he's getting like 2 targets a game. Obviously, in this game, again, this is against Miami. They had to be throwing the ball a lot because they were down by a lot. And I kind of expect them to be obviously not down this much. But if they're down, 15, 20 points, Wilson's going to be throwing, and Mims is going to be his guy. So I think Mims gets this. If he does get this, don't expect him. Expect him to be at 50 yards, because that's just what he does. He's going to be going downfield for it. So I'd like this combo right here. This is going to be my 4 main plays. Mahomes interceptions under, Pacheco fantasy score over, Wilson 219 passing yards over, and then Mims over is 18.5. And definitely explore this board. This game has a few different avenues to kind of go off of the picks that I've given you. For instance, this interceptions line I went under, obviously based on the history of the Broncos getting interceptions, and obviously Mahomes not throwing interceptions too much. But also, I was looking at his pass completions, his pass attempts. I was kind of looking to go under there, but he doesn't have a pass completions line. Yeah, he doesn't have a pass completions line, and his attempts line it was kind of scaring me. So I kind of landed on that interceptions line. And then if we're looking at Wilson to throw the ball a lot, especially if they're down all game, I'd look at his other receivers. So if you look at receiving yards, obviously you can look at Sutton. You can look at Judy. Just checking here. I think I like Sutton. In terms of his target share, I think it's a little bit more or about the same. But I like Sutton here at 45.5. Maybe not something to throw into this play, but you definitely could. Kind of a solid combo. And then Judy obviously is another example or another option as well. And then I have one kind of bonus pick for you guys. If you know more about this, I don't love these tackles assist lines just because I don't know too much about it other than looking at the stats. But I do like Matisse. He's gone over this in every single game. 5, 6, 5, 6, 8. So he must have gotten trending upwards as well. And then Kansas City is getting tackled around middle of the pack here, and assists have kind of their 24th, giving up 26.4 assists. If you kind of average that out, that's kind of bottom third of the league in terms of combining them. So just kind of another fun play if you wanted to add that into one of your parlays. I wouldn't go too deep on it, but just something I thought I'd show you guys. So let's take him off. Let's go with this 4-man. Definitely look at Sutton. Definitely look at Matisse. Look across this board. Definitely always look at injuries beforehand. If Kelsey's going to play, I know he's expected to play, but if he's not, that could change the game a lot. But yeah, that's going to do it for the picks here. Hopefully it's a good game. These primetime games have just been consistently blowouts. But let's lock this in, 20 for 200. A nice power play for you guys. But that's going to do it. Hopefully you enjoyed these picks. Again, I try to explain myself as much as possible when giving these. So I hope that helps. Definitely subscribe if you are new. If you're returning, thank you for coming back. And yeah, that's going to do it. Let's make some money tonight. Peace out.